What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy LMD with LMD Trading, and we are back for another daily trade review. Today, we did not take any trades this morning. I had my eye on one particular stock and playing it off the open for a break and retest. It didn't do it. And I kind of took my eyes off of it, and this thing made an excellent move, not in the direction that I wanted it to go in, but in the opposite direction. Would have took that trade, didn't do it. Left the office, came back in the afternoon, sat down, and ended up taking 3 trades. And I will be truthful. I think I like trading in the afternoons a little bit better than I do trading in the mornings. I can use the 5, the 10, and sometimes the 30. Seeing moves, I think, a little cleaner than I do in the mornings when it's a little choppy. I may just need to try to get patient. I need to get patient and wait. Maybe that first 10 minutes. It's just hard. It's hard. I did it today. And lo and behold, after about that 10-15 minute mark is when this particular stock I was looking at made the move. But like I said, it took 3 trades to the tune of a green day for $167.44. So decent little afternoon, but that trade that I missed would have probably made the morning. That probably would have gave me a full 2 hour. Let's go ahead. Let's get Thinkorswim pulled up. We'll jump right on into it. If you notice, I'm rocking with black charts. And why is my cam frozen? There we go. Rocking with black charts. I went last night and I changed all my charts over to black. My thumbnail watch list, pre-market setup, my trading setup, and the review setup. So we're going to be looking at these in black today. But this was the stock that I was talking about right here. ESPR. This was on a lot of people's watch list this morning. And I was looking for this thing to do exactly what it did. Make this move and get over the pre-market high. I wanted to see it come down and retest and go. And it didn't do it. Didn't do it. Let's I'm tripping. I'm like, why is this not a 5-minute chart? This is my pre-market setup. This is what I use to find ideas in the morning. This is normally the 2 or the 5. This is 12 hour, 1 hour, and the daily. Don't use the daily too much. I use the 12 hour and the 1 hour to get my bias long term. And then I'm looking for this one just to see how patterns are forming. But this thing kind of sold off when it broke this area right here. All bets were off. I would have got in this thing off of this trade. The first candle to break is this one, and then the next one going down. Would have got in and put my stop up here on the top of this candle, and this thing just bled all day long. Jonathan, one of the guys that hangs out in the Discord now and over in RT's chat room, he say that this one made his week. This trade made his week, and I could see why. Excellent opportunity that it gave, and I missed it. But let's go ahead. Let's look at the ones that I did take. Let me change this over to my charts that I use to review. As always, I like to look at the SPY. Let's empty this one real quick. This is what the SPY did today. Previous low of day. You don't even see previous high of day. That means it traded inside yesterday's candle. Most of the times it's just going to chop around. That's exactly what it did. I did take a I think I took a call on the SPY in my Webull account. Got out flat. Didn't make no money. Shouldn't have taken it. These are not days to be trying to take those plays when it's choppy. Also, what I wanted to point out, look at the daily. Look at this setup right here. This is not a 3-bar play, even though you got a wide range and a narrow range. So this is not a 3-bar play that I would take, but this is a setup that if this tomorrow can break one of these lows or both of these lows, it's a good chance this thing has room down to about 385. Because look, it's just above this little pivot, and this is a decent little area right there. If I drop a line, because you got an area here, you got an area here, had two points. This can give a little bit of support, and then this is probably going to drop down to 385. So that's how I look at the SPY. But let's go ahead. Let's look at what we traded. Traded HL. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this one real quick. This is not a trade. This is not a stock that I usually would trade. And once I got in the trade, I kind of realized that. I was like, this is not a stock that I usually would trade. But we did. Got in at 567. Let me come down here and do that. 567. I guess they're both turned off. There we go. So we'll drop that arrow. Oh, let's do this. You're getting to see me make all of my little changes now. There we go. And then watch this. I'm going to edit that. I'm going to save it as default. Now, every time I click an arrow, it's going to be yellow. But getting in off of this candle. I dropped that on the wrong candle. So let's remove it. Getting in off of this one as it is holding this area. Bought 1,000 shares. That's a 5-cent stop. So got in at 567. Stop was going to be at 562. Way down here. Look at how much room we gave that. But we needed it coming through here. Possibly could have used 564. This area right here, 564. Which would have gave us a little better risk to reward, because that's why we didn't really make as much as we could have. 5-cent stop means we needed to go 10 cents. So we needed to go to 577. Went to 573, and we ended up getting out of this candle 571 as this came back down. Just going ahead and locking that profit up. It's a good thing that we did. Look how this thing sold off. And I was almost tempted to just get rid of 800 shares and hold 200 overnight, because I was looking at the daily chart. I'm glad I didn't. And the reason that I didn't was because of these two candles right here. Because of those two candles right there. So tomorrow, this thing does have a chance to push back up a little higher. But I was like, nah, let me just get out of the entire position. But this was the later afternoon trade. This was, I think, the last trade, actually. First one that I took when I got back. RXDX. Let's go ahead. Get both of these set up. Took this one for the break right here. And let me go ahead and squeeze this back down some so y'all can kind of see my thought on it. So we see that this came down, left a low, came back up, retested, gave this nice move up, and then just kind of consolidated over. I got in, got to come down here. Got in at 98.87. So I had my order set to get in when it broke 94. It broke it, pulled back, got me in. This thing extremely spready, showing a 25-cent spread right now. So got in for the break. 100 shares. So this one here had a 50-cent stop. So getting in at 98.87, stop is going to be at 98.37. Let's see where that's at. 98.37. Right there. So it's going to be, it was just below this candle. Just below that candle right there. Fairly tight. Fairly tight. This thing extremely whippy. This went to R. This went to R. And I noticed I hadn't been turning on my highlighter lately. There we go. This went to R. Look what we only made though. We made 73.96. I was being a little greedy. I didn't take the 2R. Because let's look at that. 50 cents. So we needed it to go $1. Is that right though? Because it don't look like you got it in there. But I know this was over $100 on the ladder. Trying to play it to go a little higher. It did. When it got kind of whippy, I ended up just moving my stop up, trying to lock in after I missed not taking my 1R. Because I had the target set for like maybe 1.25R. Didn't quite get it. Started pulling back, trying to lock in 0.75R. Nope, came back and did that. It did tag me. Then it did kind of push back up a little bit. So I could have stayed in it and went on and got out for the 1R. But nope, let's just go ahead. Let us go ahead. Let's see where we got out in this candle. 99.61. Man, almost back down at the bottom. So that kind of that shows you right there. We got out right there. But that was after it had already pushed up in this green candle, came over and started coming back down. And I'm like, oh, snaps. Why didn't I get out? Let me lock in. Boom. Takes off again. Next candle. Next candle. Because we got out at 61. The low of that candle was 57. So it dipped down a little bit more. This was the first one that we found when we got back in the office, right around 2:30. And then we traded OLLI, short play. Having indicators on the chart lets you see it differently. You see this one, I'm gonna drop where I got in on this one, 47.10. So that's where I got in. Just looks like I'm just buying the high of that candle. And this is something that from kind of listening to Jonathan talk, shorten into strength. That's something I had been doing and I didn't really realize it. Shorten as this was pushing back up to the 9 moving average. So see how now that I dropped the exponential for the 9 on here, it gives you a different picture. This thing has been coming down, hitting the 9, rejecting. Hit the 9, reject. Hit the 9, reject. It hit the 9, it rejected, and I bought to go lower. Didn't hold it. Didn't hold it. And we bought 200 shares. So I was playing a 25-cent stop on the top side. So 47.35. So giving this room back up to right there. So basically how you saw these kind of wick over a little bit, we're going to give it a little room to wick over a little bit. Man, we left money on the table. Ended up getting out of this one 46.96. No reason to. No reason. This thing, we see what it's been doing. Reject, reject. Now we are late in the day. We are extremely late in the day. And let me go ahead. I'm going to add the 20 to this one just so we can see what that picture looks like on the 5-minute chart. So So the 20, I'm gonna change this to like a peachy kind of color. There we go. See how when you add these moving averages, it kind of gives you a different picture. A lot of people don't like moving averages on their charts, but I wouldn't have took this trade just buying right there or shorting right there without this moving average on the chart. Bought it that was kind of pressing up, playing it, give it room on the top side. But if it works, it works. Play the odds, play that edge. This is a trade that I need to take more of. And I usually take him for options. This is how I play my option plays. Need to take more of these trading stocks because they do work. They do work. And you see it right there. I just got out of this one a little too soon. But that was it. Those were the 3 trades that we took today. Hope you enjoyed the recap. I am, like I said, I am. And why is my camera freezing so much? Let's try it. Let's see. Actually, everything is freezing. I don't see my banner. Let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. I swapped. I don't want to say I'm cheap, but I have a ton of iPhones and iPads laying around. And I use those as cameras. They work in OBS. So yesterday I was using an old iPhone 6. Just reset everything back up to an iPad Pro, and it's kind of lagging. So I got to go in and work on that tonight. But hope y'all enjoyed the recap. If so, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Yeah, I think I like the smoothness of the afternoon. That was one of the things that we were I wasn't even really talking in the conversation yesterday with Evan and Jonathan, but Jonathan was saying that he does not like trading volatility. So he doesn't trade like the first 15 minutes of the market open. He'll normally wait till about 9:45, 10 o'clock, kind of let all that chop play out. For some reason, I think that I need to be trading right when the market opens. And that is the choppiest time of the morning. So unless it's just a clean pattern that's been forming pre-market, so you can get, let's see, this wasn't really doing nothing pre-market, but you can get some stocks that's trading pre-market just like they were trading at 10 o'clock in the morning. Full candles, forming nice patterns. Those are good to take in that first 10 minutes because you basically buying or shorting into a pattern that's been working. I'll maybe try to go and look for some of those and make a video showing like you could treat pre-market just like just like the market is open. And I'm over here talking. I do that quite a bit. Let me swap this back over real quick and then we'll just end this one straight from here. This was the chart I was referring to. This is not trading like market open, but you'll get some stocks that are trading just like it's the market open. You're getting full candle. This is the SPY. This is a pretty good. This is a good one right here. So starting about 7:30 this morning, look at the volume in these candles. You're getting full candles. This is a 2-minute chart. You can take a pattern right at the market open because basically you trading the market. Now volume kicks in like crazy. You look how the volume kicked in once the market opened, but that's a decent looking chart. Decent little buy setup right there. Pulling back to VWAP, 20 moving average. Play it up to about right here. We see it actually broke a little higher, right into the market open. So there are charts that you can, or stocks that you could trade. Look at that, another nice little bottom and tail. Stocks that look just like the market was open. If I didn't have this shaded gray, and let's see, what are we looking for? What are we looking for, y'all? Equities, there we go. Why is it not, though? Show extended, highlight, there we go. That's the button. If you check that little button, it'll have it in here. But if I do that, you wouldn't even know that this is not pre-market. You would not even know that that's pre-market. Volume is low, but again, if we just looking at that, volume looks normal. Once the market comes in, volume kicks in. That's when you can buy those market open trades, is when the pre-market has decent volume. And then you just buying right into it. Otherwise, nah, I need to be like Jonathan. I need to be disciplined and sitting on my hands those first 15 minutes. And then trading it like I'm trading in the afternoon, like I said. But all right, let's wrap this up. We had 20 minutes. I see my darn camera over there is jacking up again. What is up with this iPad? Hope y'all had a good day in the market. If you're trading, if you are still in the learning process, I hope you taking it slow. Don't have that get rich quick mentality, because it can happen, and just as quick as you make it, you can blow it up and lose it. So if you're looking to get into trading, stick it out. It is a journey that I love, but it is one that will make you rack your brain sometimes. On that note, I'm up out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.